said lace 'em up, lace 'em up, lace 'em up, lace 'em. I turn Nikes on my feet in the Freddy versus Jason. I'm murdering on cinema displays, phased by days that someone saved and engraved in their brain. They're partly trained to rave, they're mentally drained when it came to writing these movies and releasing all of their pain. Calling movies in my head. You should be glad that I do it too, cause most storytellers are dead. So I'ma prove it if I gotta spar with Rocky, but the last guy I sparred with had me screaming, who could stop me? And honestly, it's not cocky, it's honesty, mixed with property I've acquired through killing modesty. A modest man, yeah, hey, you see my life is going fast. I've walked a couple extra paces. I wish and pray to sinners that play this computer basis. Looking at the mirror, think my girl ever wonder if it'd be easier to leave me with this pressure I'm under. I can't imagine what it's like, this selfish life of entertaining. Easily misunderstood, but very hard to try explaining. Like, how you tell the ones you love, I'm sorry and I love you, but this dream I'm chasing come before and up above you.
Okay. Hi everybody, welcome back to ERTV. I am with Rowlan today. What's up, Rowlan? How you feeling?
I'm good, you know, living that life a little bit.
So, can you tell me a little bit about where you're from and like how you started making music?
Yeah. So I'm actually from a small town in Massachusetts. It's called Harwich, but I moved around this small place called Cape Cod. It's kind of like a vacation land, dead in the wintertime. I'm from a very small town. Moved out and all around after I turned 16. I started moving around towns and kind of exploring the local area. Then when I was 18, I moved more towards the city. And then when I was 22, I moved out here to LA, which is where I am currently. And my music originally was just more of an outlet than anything. I was a really like dark individual coming up. I was like very dark and like Slim Shady bass when I started. It was a really good outlet for me. So yeah, I started making music as an outlet, and then before you know it, I picked up a local buzz, and I found out that it's my passion, and now I do it for every single reason in the book, everything,
Awesome. What was that journey like from going to a small town? I know you did say you like went to a city, but yeah. I'm sure LA is just a whole different scene. Man. What was that journey like in the transition?
Crazy. So going from like a small town that I was from to the city at first was like this is a bigger thing. But even the city that I moved to was actually Taunton, Massachusetts, which is outside of Boston. It wasn't like a major city. When I moved to LA, I was culture shocked. I was like, yo, this is the real city, Yeah, it's like it was like night and day. But the transition was fine. I'm really good with people, so like I adapt to wherever I'm going, It was just something it just kind of widened my perspective of life and everything that I thought about.
Top artists that have influenced you, when getting into the music scene, who were they?
Yeah. So if I were to say the top artists that influenced me and started me up, I would say Jake. First of all, Eminem. He was the first. He was the biggest to begin with. Then in like 2007/8, I got into J. Cole. Once I got into J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar was shortly after that. And I would say those are the three biggest. Obviously, I hopped on Drake at an early time on his mixtape shit. So he really he influenced me musically and showed me you have to be versatile and showed me that you can do different styles of music. So I would say for the most part, Eminem, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. As cliche as that sounds, that's literally my
top right now. What about like any old school, like back in the books, what I'm saying?
That's actually something I'm happy you asked me about because I want to get this off my chest to the people. So my music knowledge is terrible, terrible.
Okay.
Like I hopped on hip hop at Eminem. And then after Eminem I started like 2000. It was probably like 2008. I got into Biggie and Pac. Which is crazy.
It is crazy.
I'm huge into Biggie and Pac, but I would say that's probably the earliest stuff that like really heavily influenced me. Of course, I respect all the classic hip hop, but the earliest stuff for me was like Biggie and Pac, just because of where I hopped on in life, And I haven't done. I'm guilty. I haven't like went out of my way to explore everything. But I mean, honestly, I'm happy with how it's going.
Yeah, you definitely got some. At least you're keeping it real. He's keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
I do have to keep it real.
Do you have a specific rap line, doesn't matter whose, that just motivates you, that you kind of just go back to? Specific rap line? I feel like we all do.
I do. Yeah, that's a dope question. You're killing it with it. One thing, I heard this homie, John Connery, signed to Aftermath. he's a really really lyrical dude. But he actually was talking in a song and said this, and this isn't his quote, but it's stuck with me ever since I heard it. It just says, "My success will be my revenge," and like don't feed into any hate. Don't, you know, give them a time of day just to succeed, and that will be your revenge towards everything. Outside of that, I mean, a lot of Russ. I've been, you know, Russ.
Yes.
Yes, I've been heavy into Russ lately,
Okay.
and a lot of his songs like "Manifest" and "Keep on Going," like a lot of that stuff just inspires me as a whole. But if I were to go to one rap line, it would have to be that John Connor one. "My success will be my revenge." I live by that.
That's
you know,
what's
I live by that.
That's the beauty of hip hop. It always has a message or something that you can go back to.
Absolutely.
Right?
It really does.
Now, yesterday during your performance, you did great, by the way. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
During your performance, you did talk about, you know, you're being that you're white, obviously.
Yeah.
Even Dimitri over here mentioned to everybody that he didn't even take that chance to listen to your music. Like, how do you, because I feel like as a music artist or just as an artist in general, you already have to kind of find your lane and just separate yourself from everybody else.
This is true.
How do you find that way to separate yourself or kind of convince your people to listen to your music?
So yeah, I think it plays a huge role. Like, I feel like when people look at me, and I can't blame them, and I don't even take it any type of way. When people look at me, they're probably like, "This is another Mac Miller. This is another corny white boy." But like, that helps their head kind of stick into my craft once they hear me, because they're like, "I expected this, and then I got some real ass J. Cole lyrics with some Kendrick Lamar flow." Like, how I separate myself is, I would say, just real lyrics. Like, you have Macklemore's, you have Mac Millers. That's getting so all the Macs.
Yeah.
You have Macklemore's, you have Mac Millers, you have like all these lanes. I feel like you don't have a lane that caters to the same market I do. So I just feel like my way of separating myself is just by showing people when it's an interaction face to face where I'm like, check out my music. I feel like they can see the authenticity in me. I'm not like you. When you're having a conversation with me, you can read through people's energy. This is about to be this person. This is about to be this person. I think anyone I come in contact with and actually speak to, I think they can see the authenticity in me, in my person, in my past, in everything. So I feel like I separate myself by just being myself, just being authentic, and just keeping it 100 with them 100% of the time.
3 words describe Rowlan as a person, music artist, whatever. 3 words.
3 words.
Put it on the spot. You gotta think.
Just 3 words. I actually like that. I like that. It's like freestyle stuff. Like I would say compassion. I would say, dang, I like this. I'd say wisdom, and I'd say confident.
Like it.
Can I throw one more word?
Okay.
Like, can I just throw one?
Go ahead.
Consistent.
Consistent. That's key.
Yes, I feel like that's like literally. I live by those 4 words. I was gonna throw vegan in there.
Oh, really? You're vegan?
Yeah, I'm vegan.
Ooh, talk about that. And what made you...
You know, I would love to talk about that.
Yeah,
so I'm vegan. I've been vegan for like 2 years now.
Hold a vegan rapper. That's amazing.
Yo, you'd be surprised. There's actually a good amount of rappers.
Really?
That dude who made that broccoli song, he's vegan.
Oh, yeah. What is it, Dram or something?
Yeah, Dram. Yeah, he is. There's actually a lot of people who made that route. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce are both vegan. They probably eat the fanciest vegan shit. That doesn't even count. No, but, Los is vegan. You know Los?
Yes.
Yeah, I ran into him at Whole Foods, and he went off on me about a vegan spiel. Oh, man. I'm like, hey, preach, bro, preach. But, all right, so it started, I'm just a huge animal lover. Like, I'm genuinely into animals.
You have a pet pig,
I have a pet pig, yes. That's part of the story. So, I was sitting there eating, and I looked down, and I have a pet pig, which is like my daughter. She's my everything. I'm so tight with her. So tight with her. Young Layla on the track. So I was eating ham one day, and I'm looking down, I'm like, I'm a terrible fucking human. I'm like, I'm gonna go to hell. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try being vegan for a week. All right? So I tried it for a week, and I did it successfully. At that time, I was like, why are so many people vegan? Truly. And then I looked into the meat industry and how these animals are treated, and it's like the most sickening shit in the world. And after I saw that and saw the health benefits to being vegan, I was like, let me just try it. And then lastly, the last thing, once I looked into like how these animals are treated and like the energy we're consuming by taking all that meat in, like these animals are stressed right before they're killed. If you're anybody who believes in positivity and energy and that type of thing, you would understand when these animals are killed and fed to you, you're taking in that bad energy. And on top of that, I mean, the craziest. This is my biggest thing, and I talk so much shit to people for this. It's literally like we think it's okay to eat pigs, but if you eat a dog, you're like, whoa, whoa,
Right.
whoa. But that is only because of an expectation that our ancestors have set. If we were to so not saying this is the same thing, but just saying like, what if we never questioned our roots? Like, what if we never questioned why we knew something? Like, just because our ancestors practice something doesn't mean we have to
do the same thing.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. You made me want to go vegan now. I didn't eat red meat or any pork and very little chicken for a really long time. And I actually just recently started eating meat again. And everyone's telling me I need to stop that. And then people were telling me the same thing, that bad energy.
The energy.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it does, because when I do consume, some red meat, I do end up feeling even more down about myself.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it's true.
Energy. Like, think about it.
is.
These animals are intelligent beings. No matter how much we make them seem like a product, it's a living feeling. I have a pet pig. She does more tricks than a dog can. She opens my fridge. She opens cabinets. She's intelligent.
She opens cabinets?
She opens this girl is a genius. I'm telling you.
But, you gotta show me a picture.
But because of because of practices that we've lived by for years, we think that this isn't an animal. This is a pig that we eat. It's just like it's twisted concept, really. So that's my spiel behind why I went vegan.
That's awesome, though.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the vegans watching this. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
It's awkward as fuck because I try to stay humble and at this point I am humble, but I'm also confident in myself and see where this path is going, and I can follow trends mathematically. I know how the numbers and the charts and the growth works.
Okay.
In the next 5 years, I see myself on the top of hip hop, and in people's top 10, in the majority of hip hop fans' top 10.
Okay.
And I don't doubt myself for a minute. It's genuinely growth, and I've broadened my audience. I don't see anything holding me back from that. I'm very focused. I'm very one vision, tunnel vision, working hard. I'm not going to stop until that's where I'm going to be.
Okay, so that you say that you're so focused, and I see it, and through your work, obviously. What drives you to be so focused? Because typical, sometimes it's the hustler story, and you know what I'm saying? What was your story growing up that just made you be so hungry for it and so consistent?
I would say just growing up, like I'm from a really rich place. Cape Cod, Massachusetts is a rich vacation land, white person place.
Okay.
When I was growing up, we were actually one of the few broke families for in the whole town. So growing up, we never had power. We never had any TV. We were just broke as shit. So
But everyone around you.
But everyone around me had money.
Just
So I used to go in school smelling like cigarettes and dirty laundry, and it would be the most embarrassing thing. I would go into school every day scrubby as fuck, baggy, ripped clothes, and then obviously ripped clothes wasn't swag then. So you were like, what? So
now it is.
Yeah. So I was wearing all these bummy clothes, and my mom has just always been my mom used to always get beat by all her ex-boyfriends, and I used to have to fight them, and all that, me seeing my mom go through that type of stuff makes me want to have her living like a queen now. So in the end of the day, I just want my family. My mom's worked too hard and everything in her life and done everything for her not to be living like the queen that I think she is. You know what I'm saying? So in the end of the day, my family is my motivation. I want my sister. I want my brother who's struggling right now. I want everybody in my people to be living like kings. And now my hunger comes from knowing what is destined for me, knowing where my path is supposed to lead just off of energy that I receive and the way people view me and communicate with me. You know what I mean?
Real. I had a similar situation, so I totally get it. Now, last thing I want to ask you, just any artist out there, young person, or anybody in the struggle that probably could relate, any advice you would give them? Because you're somebody obviously that's really passionate and is going for it. Nothing's stopping you. You're like you said, you're confident. What advice did you give them?
To anybody on the come up, or anybody going through struggle, anything like that, is honestly just stay consistent, stay yourself, understand your circumstances, where you come from, are not what define your destiny. Do not let do not let your past or where you come from do anything but fuel you to get to the next level in this life. Like, let those struggles, embrace those struggles, because they're what craft the human that you end up being in the end of the day. And that's an amazing trait. Like, without my struggles, I wouldn't be where I am today. So take those struggles and learn from them, and then grow past it, and let those fuel your success. Like, let your success be your revenge to everybody who doubts you. Let everyone who, everything, just, you know, let your success be your revenge, and just strive through all those struggles and embrace the come up. Don't rush the process. Embrace this process, but still work hard and stay consistent.
Preach. I love it. That's what's up. Hey, okay. Where can they find your music, your Instagram, social, everything?
Absolutely. So I'm trying to get this last name going, okay? Because Kelly Rowlan pops up every time I type my damn name in. So I finally got my little Google section, Wikipedia section.
Okay.
But I need that site. So search Google ROWLAN, Rowlan. Google that. But I'm at Rowlan Music on every single one of my platforms. SoundCloud's the only one that's different, and that's just regular Rowlan. Spotify's just regular Rowlan. But if you want to find my social media, Rowlan Music, everything. Everybody else, just Rowlan in Google, so I can get past that Kelly Rowlan shit and climb up. You
Word.
know?
I love it. You guys know where to find me at EvelynGRomo.com.